Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter here. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you could avoid losing a lot of money to a frequently used buyer trick. Now, I'm going to put trick in quotes because while there are many buyers who know exactly what they're doing by using this, there are many people who just innocently do what I'm going to show you in a few moments. And there's many sellers who don't even realize what is going on and how they're losing a lot of money over time. So I'm going to take you through the negotiation and the offers that took place here from start to finish. I know a lot of people like my negotiation videos. I haven't done one in a while, but if you're interested in them, I have a whole playlist dedicated to dealing with lowball offers and negotiations and taking you through the psychology of that. So let me share my screen with you. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I set up one of my famous PowerPoint slides. I guess I should put famous in quotes too. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. You might remember me showing you these recently towards the end of the video that I did on the photo tips. And this is the one where I was talking about the importance of staging. So you could see here I staged all these Super Mario toys. 11 of them are plush, and there's one plastic question mark there. So I have them positioned all in a certain way. You know, I talk about it in a video, so you can go watch that if you're interested in learning about that. But the bottom line is I've got these listed for, I had them listed for $95, $94.99, the day that I shot that video, actually. Well, a few days prior to me making that video, an offer came in for $50. Now, that's almost half of what I have it for. So it's really getting close to lowball territory. And as I have mentioned many times in other videos, I do not care at all about doing a decline and not counter offering. I've talked about this before, and I've shown many examples that is a myth that you must counter offer. You can counter offer if you want to. I'm not telling you not to, but I am also telling you that you do not have to, and you could still wind up making deals and selling things for high dollar amounts. So I just declined it. And one of the reasons for that is that when you just straight out decline and don't respond back, that conveys confidence in your item and also in your price. Now, at the time, by the way, I had 6 watchers on these items. So what happens next? Well, soon after that, here we go. I could basically predict how these things are going to go. Here comes a $55 offer. So any guesses there on what I do? Now we're $40 off on price. See, now I do have a whole strategy on countering in the middle. I've talked about that before, right? But I'm not going to counter this person in the middle, because countering this person in the middle is $75, and I don't want to be at $75 for this. At minimum, I want to be at $80, so they're still not quite really where I want to be on this. And I feel like you get more, by the way, than the $80. Like, that's worst case playing this out for a while if I'm not getting the $95 price. And I'm ready to, wait on it for a little bit. Holidays are coming out, as I talked about in another recent video. A new Mario game came out, so that's or is coming out, and so that makes this even more popular as a grouping of items. So I just straight out decline it again. Okay, 3 days later, here comes another offer. Now this is $65. So getting closer, but still $30 off of where I'm at. Now they did go up $10, and this is not actually the trick part, but this is another thing buyers will sometimes do, is they will play on sellers feeling guilty for not taking successive offers. So they know, that there are sellers who will, feel bad about doing a decline or doing 2 declines, and will feel really bad about doing a third one. So they just keep kind of just incrementally going up just a little bit to try to feel, where's that guilt point where you're just going to say, okay, make a counter offer or just accept it. So still too far off for me on this item. So again, I just decline it. Okay, so now I could often predict what's going to happen. After 3 declines, this is a pattern I've noticed for years. what will often happen, not always, but will often happen, is that the buyer will then get fed up because they know that they, or to get like, a little concerned because they know they're running out of additional offers that they can make to you. So what do? They now go to the message system and they try to now get extra offers by basically talking you through it, and it doesn't use any official offers up anymore. Now, sometimes, and this is what I'm going to show you right here, which is, this is the trick part, how much, what the person meant to say there is, how much is the best offer you accept? Okay. Now, by the way, I chose this as the example because you could basically pick this up at various points. And what I mean by that is that sometimes this whole thing will start with several low offers that come in, or offers that are just far off from where you're at. But other times, this will just be the initial message. So there won't even be any offers that come in. Someone just sends you a message like this and says, hey, how much are you willing to accept? What's the lowest, you'll take? I want to avoid, sometimes you'll get this, I want to avoid doing the back and forth negotiation. So just tell me, what is the lowest price that you want to do on this? Now, before I go any further than this, as you could tell, this is, as I showed you, this is a higher priced item. So there's, a lot of room to kind of work there with the money. But if you're dealing with a lower priced item, like let's say you're dealing with a $20, $10, $15 item, what I'm going to tell you about here doesn't necessarily apply because you don't have as much room to kind of work with the money. So, if you have something for $20 and someone just sends you a message and says, hey, will you accept $17.50? Yeah, I would just say yes to that. So I would respond. So there's exceptions like everything to these sorts of things. But this video is more applicable to higher priced items where this trick tends to get used. So now a lot of people don't know how to respond to this. And this is where a lot of people really get tripped up, because the mistake that's often made, again, we're talking about the higher priced items, is to just flat out tell the person what is the best offer you would accept. Now, for me, let's just tell you how this actually would have played out if I would have literally answered this. Okay, now remember, the person's at $65. So if I was to literally answer this honestly and truthfully to the person, I would say the best offer that I could accept for this is $80. So what would likely happen after that is the person, might make an offer for $80. I accept it and make the sale. So you might say, okay, that's fine. You got $80 for it. That's great. At this point, I don't even have any money into the plush anyway. So you might say that's good. Okay, but another reason I don't do that is, another thing I want sellers to make sure that you keep in your mind is, how much have you invested into this? Yeah, I don't have any more money invested into this piece because I made the money back with other items that I sold from it. But there's time invested into it in terms of going out and sourcing it. This is something I got off a Facebook Marketplace ad that I responded to, or a Craigslist ad. And so, that took time to look that up, do a little research on it, go out, meet the person, pick it up, bring it back. There's cleaning involved, there's staging involved, there's lighting involved, there's listing involved. All those things take time, and that time means money. So always make sure you're respecting your time when you're doing reselling for your business. Real important. But here's my response to this. This is how I initially respond to these sorts of things. It's going to have to be very close to what I currently have it for, especially since it's free shipping. Now, that part about the free shipping, I don't always mention that. It depends what the item is. Now, if I just did this the other day with some items, which were a bunch of books or heavy magazines, and I say, this is a big, heavy box. I'll say something like that. So shipping is going to be up there, or something like, bring up something on your end, that's a valid point that you'd want to use in a negotiation, and mention that. Now, you'll also notice here that I am not mentioning a price. I don't want to tell the person a price because I want to see what they will really go up to without me leading them directly to it. Hey, I don't want to tell them $80 if they're going to be willing to pay more than that. So it's an interesting cat and mouse game that happens. And, I don't blame, by the way, the buyer for trying this. When I say trick, I get it. They're trying to get it for the lowest price. I'm trying to max out the price for it. So, we'll see what happens with it, right? So, okay. So The person now says how much. The person really wants the price. So, okay, so now do you give in at this point? This is going to happen. It's a real situation. Many of you watching this probably nodding your heads who have gone through something like this. How much? So what do I say? Now, this is a very, very important point that I'm going to, and don't feel nervous to write this, okay? You'll see how it played out. But this is sometimes what you have to say. I don't negotiate price over messages, but just through offers when someone puts money on the table. That is absolutely essential, because remember what I was telling you, in this case, what this person was trying to do, they had used up their offer. So now they're just trying to, basically get free offers in a way without putting anything out there at all. They have nothing that they're putting out there on the line, yet they're asking me to give up basically what the price would be. No. If you want that, and by the way, there's nothing that prevents the person from sending a message along with an offer. But you got to put something on the table there, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, if you want to try to get something from me. It's a transactional deal here, so I'm not giving you this for free, this information. So, okay, so here's the next part. The person writes $80. Okay, so basically a question mark. Okay, still, successive times now, just ignoring what I'm saying and just continuing to try to negotiate through the messages. They did not send me an offer, a real offer of $80. They just sent me this $80 through a message. Sorry, but that doesn't count. That's not putting any skin in the game. Okay, so here's what I say. Need to make the offer. So make the offer, and then you will find out whether or not that is what we're going to do. Now, again, for lower priced items, there's no need to do this. But for these higher priced ones, it becomes more important. So here we go. Here comes the offer. Does the person make the offer of $80? No, this person is a worthy adversary. I admire this person's negotiation skills. So the person comes back and doesn't come with the 80, goes a little bit lower and comes at $77. So I like it. So, but now I'm like, great, this is perfect, because now I'm thinking to myself, now the person is in the range of where I could use the meet in the middle strategy. So remember, the meet in the middle strategy is good because the meet in the middle strategy allows you and the buyer to basically, quote unquote, lose an equal amount, and both of you feel like it's fair. Now remember, this is very important. The meet in the middle strategy only begins when the buyer actually gives you a price that you feel is a fair starting point. So meet in the middle doesn't apply for things that are way, way below that. And that's not where things start. And if a buyer ever comes back and you says, well, no, this is not meet in the middle because I made 3 prior offers. No. Those weren't valid offers. This is the first valid offer. So that's where that process of meet in the middle starts, at the first valid offer. So what do? I counter in the middle. Here's my message. I can meet you halfway at $85.99 with free shipping. If that works, these are yours. And bingo, sold for $86 after 3 declines and going back and forth and being insistent that the person puts an offer on the table. Now, if somebody comes back and says, well, you know what? Well, what if this person just walked away? What if they walked away after the decline? What if they walked away after you said you want the price? That kind of thing. Do you know what I say to that? I don't care. Do you know why I don't care? Because I have a popular, highly desirable item that I know that most people who are interested in this type of thing are going to want. So, I just know there's going to be someone else who's going to come along and is going to buy it for $90 or buy it for, 90, maybe even $95. That happens sometimes as well. So, that's okay. That's okay. But, if this person does want, that's why you have to make an offer, right? As a seller, if this person wants to put that money on the table, okay, and they're willing to get close, then all right, I'll take some off because you're willing to do that and you're willing to take it off my hands now. So, and then all those people who watched lost out, which I love when that happens too, because then those 6 people, learned a little bit of a lesson not to, drag their feet so long. So, bye-bye 6 watchers, and here you go. It's this person. So that's how you got to do it. I mean, because well, I shouldn't say it's how you have to do it. It's an option. That's my strategy. That's my technique. I don't mean to force on anybody, but that's just my philosophy on it. And so again, it's for these higher priced items. So you may have different strategy and stuff that you use, but basically, an important lesson there is just making sure, for these higher priced pieces that someone is putting some skin on the, skin on the table, skin in the game for getting that information out of you. So, you can make a good deal for yourself and a good deal for your business and not lose a bunch of money. Because you keep doing that, over and over and over again, and just keep giving away that information, giving away this price when the person really would have paid more money. That adds up. Like in that case, I would have lost out $6, but you multiply that $6 or $10 or $2, $20, whatever. You just keep adding that up over a year, and you could lose thousands of dollars that way. So I hope it helps you. Make sure you share your thoughts on it down below if you've been in those situations, how you handle it. If you feel more emboldened to use this strategy now, if it ever comes up again, that's one of the things I love about sharing this type of stuff is that people tell me, hey, guess what? I just had that happen. I remembered the video. I used it. And guess what? I made a good deal out of it. And I made more than I otherwise would have. So if that happens, let me know. So I'm going to wrap this up, but make sure, very important, tomorrow night, come by 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm doing a live show with Rally Roots. So Ryan and Allie Roots are coming by. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll take your questions. I got a lot of questions for them. They've been on the channel once before, but only for a half hour. So this time I've got Rally Roots returning for the entire hour. So you absolutely do not want to miss that one. Set your notifications up top. And again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you at the next one, everyone. Take care.